First of all, I liked your opening statement. You know, it's certainty that we want, and that we deserve, that we have not been historically given. I want to elaborate a little bit with a question asked a little bit differently than the comment by the ranking member. Last year, the EPA, along with the Department of Energy, granted 33 of 34 hardship exemptions to refineries due to high RIN costs. The EPA was sued on one petition it denied and ended up losing in court. Opponents of these exemptions say that the refineries are not under a hardship, even though they're actually paying more than their payroll to comply with these mandates that are out there. But if you look at the fact that the EPA has now lost twice in court for not approving exemptions, the EPA is simply applying the law when it does grant them, and they should be approving more of them. How does the EPA thread this needle?
It is a very difficult needle to thread. You know, we are following the statute, and we now have had 2 court cases that have ruled against the agency on the granting of the exemptions. We also have appropriations language to remind us to grant the small refinery exemptions. Mm-hmm. One area we are trying to do is to provide more transparency around the decisions that we're making on the small refinery exemptions. Okay. And I think that will help clear up a lot of the concerns around the issue.
Yeah, I think it will. Now, President Trump and you have committed to returning EPA to cooperative federalism, which I applaud. Unfortunately, some have confused that principle with coercive federalism, where one state dictates their standard to all others. When it comes to the auto industry, and we talked about this a minute ago, the last administration handed over car emission standards to California, but other states didn't get to weigh in. Because of this, Oklahomans, my state of Oklahoma, are paying more for their SUVs and trucks to subsidize electric cars so California drivers can afford them, which I find personally a little offensive. I applaud the EPA and NHTSA for revisiting the midterm review done at the last minute by the Obama administration. Now, EPA doesn't have any statutory direction for its auto regulations, but NHTSA does. Do you think EPA and NHTSA should harmonize their regulations so technological feasibility and consumer costs are considered?
Yes, Senator, I do, and that's what we've done.
All right, and lastly, I had the honor of attending your opening statement. It was a very good statement. You had all the employees. I don't know how many hundred were there, but you got a very fine response from there. Your opening remarks to the EPA employees, and you mentioned the fact that the United States is the gold standard worldwide for the environmental protection, and that pollution regulated under NAAQS has dropped 73%. You mentioned this again in your opening statement. Nobody ever talks about the success that we have, that we're riding on. Meanwhile, our economy has expanded 3 times over, and yet the pollution regulated dropped some 73%. The problem that we had in the 8 years of Obama administration was the use of regulations to punish industries and states to reshape our economy with little to no benefit for the environment. Can you elaborate on how you have both a clean environment without handcuffing our economy? How you plan to do that?
Absolutely. I think that goes to my comments on certainty. I think if we provide more certainty, not just to the regulated community, but to the American people, so that everybody understands the decisions that we're making and why we're making them, will continue to improve the environment and provide that certainty that businesses are looking for.
Yeah, that's good. And aren't there instances when regulations, such as the New Source Review, can actually get in the way of reducing pollution?
It can. It can be a disincentive for installing cleaner technologies. Yeah. And we're trying to stop that.
Good. Good. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job.